Shocking. Carney government reveals urgent policy moves amid Charlie Kirk-related arrest. The arrest of the suspect in the Charlie Kirk shooting has sent shockwaves through both U.S. and Canadian media. Authorities say the 22-year-old suspect, Tyler Robinson, confessed to a family member before being turned in, sparking debate about ideological radicalization, free speech, and campus safety. Some university professors' public responses have inflamed emotions, with critics accusing them of celebrating violence or using the moment to advance partisan narratives. At the same time, there is a growing concern among citizens that political leaders are more focused on symbols and foreign diplomacy than on the deep fractures appearing at home, on public safety, housing, and social cohesion. While that drama unfolds, Canada under Prime Minister Mark Carney is pushing forward with a major foreign policy shift. The formal recognition of a Palestinian state is on the table for the United Nations General Assembly in September 2025. Carney's government has made it clear this recognition is conditional. The Palestinian Authority must commit to governance reforms, hold free general elections in 2026, ensure Hamas plays no role in governing, and aim for demilitarization. These conditions are causing controversy. Some argue they undermine the democratic process. Others believe they are essential if recognition is to be more than a moral gesture. Ottawa has ramped up humanitarian aid to Gaza and the West Bank, committing hundreds of millions of dollars for relief, governance support, and refugee needs. It has also introduced special immigration and work or study permits for Palestinians in Canada or with close family ties, aiming to provide stability amid what officials call a catastrophic crisis. While the government frames this as moral leadership, critics demand clearer accountability on spending, outcomes, and the balance with Canada's strained domestic priorities. Barrie, Ontario, has become a symbol of municipal breakdowns. In early September 2025, the City Hall fountain pond was shut down after vandalism and human waste contamination made it unsafe, while nearby Diamonds Creek recorded dangerous E. coli levels from encampments. Mayor Alex Nuttall declared a state of emergency over escalating homelessness, saying risks to health and safety are overwhelming local resources. Residents view these developments as proof of worsening public health and social crises that municipalities can no longer manage alone. Barrie's mayor, Alex Nuttall, declared a state of emergency on September 9, 2025, citing significant risk and harm posed by increasing size and number of encampments. Already facing municipal strain, Barrie says it cannot allow what it calls lawlessness to take over public spaces. City notices warn residents near critical infrastructure and doorways that tent encampments will be cleared. The city is also asking Simcoe County and provincial partners to provide shelter space, mental health supports, and services to help those displaced by encampments. In the green energy domain, the Carney government continues to push programs like Greener Homes Affordability, which offer no-cost retrofits for modest-income households, including insulation, ceiling, and heat pumps. These are part of a broader strategy to reduce carbon emissions and energy costs. Critics, however, point out the potential for inequity. Regions with less administrative capacity or higher costs may lag behind, and there's fear that some programs primarily benefit contractors and manufacturers rather than low-income homeowners. Further scrutiny comes with investment overlaps. Institutional investors, including firms like Brookfield, are known to hold shares or stakes in companies that stand to benefit from green stimulus and energy efficiency mandates. Observers caution that while such holdings are not unusual for large firms, when combined with government policy that creates market demand for heat pumps, retrofits, EV equipment, it increasingly looks like a system where policy and profit align in murky ways. The question becomes whether those at the bottom see meaningful benefit or simply build the bottom lines of the wealthy. Returning to foreign policy, Canada's recognition plan drew immediate pushback from Israel and the United States, with some labeling it as rewarding Hamas or undermining existing peace negotiations. Carney has defended the move, insisting that recognition is not a reward for violence, but a step toward preserving a framework for peace. The U.S., under President Donald Trump, has been sharply critical, warning that recognition without stronger guarantees of accountability and security could complicate bilateral relations, trade negotiations, and strategic alliances. Meanwhile, public opinion is deeply divided. Canadians express mixed feelings. Many support recognition of Palestine, particularly younger generations and those distressed by images from Gaza, but skepticism remains about whether recognition, even conditional, will change anything on the ground. Equally strong are concerns about how much domestic crises, housing affordability, homelessness, public safety, are being sidelined. Surveys suggest people want balance, global moral leadership coupled with more attention to immediate, tangible problems in their own towns. The Charlie Kirk case adds a layer of urgency to conversations about ideological polarization, campus culture, and the safety of public discourse. When professors or public figures appear to frame the tragedy in partisan or ideological terms, for some it undermines trust in institutions supposed to uphold civil debate. Others warn that suppressing commentary risks censorship. The balance between supporting free expression and condemning extremist rhetoric is proving difficult to hold. Electric vehicle policy and clean energy mandates remain contested. A school bus fire in Quebec linked to a Lion electric bus prompted safety inspections and delays in adoption. At the same time, provinces like Ontario under Premier Doug Ford have been pushing back on strict mandates for EV sales or municipal fleets, arguing the cost to taxpayers, infrastructure readiness, and supply chains are being stretched too thin. Ottawa has responded by offering flexibility, adjustments to implementation timelines, and increased focus on safety standards. Symbolism has become a central tool in the Carney government's playbook. Recognition of Palestine, statements on human rights, climate goals, all get big announcements. These symbolic steps resonate globally, but many Canadians feel disconnected if their everyday lives, grocery prices, public services, mental health support, continue to deteriorate. There is an increasing expectation that government accountability means reporting not just what has been promised, but what has been delivered. Ultimately, this moment presses a question. Can a government juggle moral international leadership and urgent domestic repair? As Canada moves to recognize Palestine, expand green policy, tackle homelessness, respond to public health hazards, real things people can see on sidewalks and in local lakes, the pressure is mounting for measurable results. Citizens are watching Mark Carney, Anita Anand, Alex Nuttall, and Doug Ford alike to see not only what priorities are declared, but which ones are fixed.